hey, this guy's going to get a complete game
Mm-hmm.
against the Cardinals. And this time he got an ovation from his crowd, which makes sense. But anyway, the Cardinals deliver in the ninth inning and they hand a loss. That's a cool moment. It's cool
Very
to do
cool.
that against a pitcher who's come into the league and has dominated pretty much immediately.
Lance Lynn recording
Yes.
his 2000th strikeout and going into that game, being completely honest. I don't want you to be the baseball guy. Step away from the Cardinals network for a second.
Oh. Okay.
What did you think the chances were of winning, beating Paul Skeens?
Well, Amy, it can happen on any given night
That's
that a team can just put together a good offensive performance and maybe your guy pitches just well enough to keep the score manageable. And that's exactly what happened last night.
Wow, that's pretty good. I was going to say play the full 60 minutes, but that doesn't apply.
It was like 5%.
To baseball.
Well, so at some point, look, he's young, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Provided there's not any major injury, which is true of any up-and-coming pitcher or player, really.
Mm-hmm.
But pitchers tend to get hurt.
Yeah. That's the thing. When I ask, I'm not being cheeky. I'm not trying to be rude going, did you think the Cardinals could win? It's just one of those things. You have to acknowledge when a great talent, a phenomenal talent, right? You're facing that guy. And the Cardinals have talked about, wanting to bump up their pitching. And so I think it's totally fair to say as a Cardinals fan where you're thinking, oh man, this guy's really going to bring it. So it's a huge victory. It's a fun victory. And I think not only was it a great game by the Cardinals, but I think moments like this can help build momentum as you head into the postseason.
Momentum is weird when it comes to baseball. I don't know that I necessarily believe in game-to-game momentum, but I do believe in the idea of a team feeling good about itself and feeling like every night things are going to go right or things are going to break their way, because I have actually seen teams and been close to teams who will tell you, I mean, guys they won't say things publicly, but they'll kind of tell you that on a given night, they just were always waiting for something to fall apart.
Yeah.
And when you have a team that is like that mentally, that's not good. Games like this can help build a little bit. It can help. It's like you're collecting eggs in a basket,
Sure.
and every time you do something good, you put an egg in the positive basket, and the more full that basket is, you just feel like more often than not, things are going to break your way. And when you have that kind of feeling as a team, then I think you're more likely to win.
And I also feel like it's such a long season. You're going to have rough stretches, and you're going to have stretches where you play really well. Man, oh man, do you want to be hot in August and September rather than May and June?
You would rather later in the year.
Don't you think? If you're going to have the same record.
Sure.
I'm not talking about record. Let's say your record's going to be your record. Wouldn't you rather come out of the gate slow and pick up momentum than come out of the gate hot and drop off?
Of course. Absolutely. It doesn't guarantee that when you get to the playoffs, you're going to do well. But I like the idea of the more recent your good feelings are, the more recent your winning is. Again, it's not going to be the only deciding factor, but I think it is a factor when it comes to postseason play. So yes, I would rather them play better in September than play great in April. The thing that playing great in April does is help give you a bit of a buffer. So if you're winning a lot early in the year and you're playing like, 650 ball, you're winning 2/3 of your games, you're constantly winning series, you can build up a nice lead to give yourself a buffer throughout the season. But I do think that if you're going to be a playoff team one way or another, it's better to be doing it at the end of the year.
Sure.
Again,
absolutely.
No guarantees, but I think it'd be great. And so we're getting to August, like you're talking about. There's going to be some difficult times here, I would think. Just hopefully it's not extended difficulty, because it's a team that is good. It is flawed, but so is most of the National League, with a couple of exceptions.
I know we are not getting serious today, not too serious. We're going to have fun. We've got Santana Counting Crows tickets to give away, but do want to acknowledge that President Joe Biden will be delivering his Oval Office address, as you mentioned earlier, at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll be airing that on KMOX. I also know that Brad Young will be on the airwaves after that address for At Your Service. He'll be
That's right.
talking about that and a ton of issues. So, I mean, I'll be listening to KMOX all day. The Cardinal game, the address, Brad Young. But I do think this is a big event for the president. This is the first time he's spoken to the American people since he's decided to step out of the race. And so I will be interested in the tenor of his speech. Also, hoping he does well. I mean, he's coming off of an illness. COVID's no joke. And I feel like this latest strain, I know people who've gotten it, it's been bad. I don't know what strain he has, but
Major said it really knocked him out for a couple days.
It did. So, I mean, who knows how he'll be tonight, but watching him or listening to that speech, not quite sure what to expect.
It's pretty historic.
I would think shorter is better. Shorter.
Yeah. I don't think the length of it really matters. Just don't ramble. Don't go on for an hour. I don't think that's necessary. But I mean, it's going to be an historic speech because when does this happen? Mm-hmm. It's never happened as long as I've been alive.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't, so to have a president who is just a few months away from the election say, you know what, clearly I can't do it, so I'm stepping aside. This just doesn't happen. So did you see the note about how this is the first election since 1976? So literally my entire lifetime, this will be the first election that a Clinton, Bush, or who am I thinking of? A Biden is not on a ballot, is not on a ticket.
Since
1976. So
wait.
In every election since then, every single
Senate? Is that what we're talking about? Senate?
No. In presidential election, that there's been a Biden on a presidential ticket. There's been a Biden, Bush, or Clinton on the ticket.
Are you sure?
Yeah. On one of the tickets.
Yeah. That's
think about it. 1980.
Yeah.
Bush.
Yeah.
Then 2 terms of Bush, Reagan. Then Bush, the vice president, wins the presidency. Then Clinton.
Wow.
Couple of Clinton elections.
Oh my gosh, this is mind-blowing. That's crazy because this is somewhat similar, but when Joe Buck stepped away from baseball on Fox to do Monday Night Football, it was the first time since 1964 or 1960 something that there wasn't a Buck calling baseball.
Well, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's been a Buck or a Carey who's been calling baseball for, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like 70 years or something. It's crazy.
Wow, that's so interesting. That's a good fact. That's my stat of the day.
I wish I could give credit to the person who pointed it out, but I do not remember where it came from. And then you think about it, like, oh my God, yeah. So Bush HW was on the 1980 ticket.
This is real too. This is one of those stats. This is your stat that you just gave me about 1976.
That was the last time
that there was
this
not
has
a
happened.
Bush, Biden, or Clinton on the presidential ticket is right up there with, and I say this with all due respect, it's just mind-blowing, that when Joe Biden was born, he was closer to President Lincoln's assassination than he was to his own inauguration. I think if anything, that makes you realize, you think, oh, that's how old Biden is, but also that's also how young our country is.
Oh,
right?
Definitely.
That's how young our country is.
I think it was on the Glover show where somebody brought up the video from,
it was me.
It was you. Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever that show was from the 50s, if I believe, right? It was mid 50s.
Yep.
And
I think this one was the 60s. It just looked way older.
Okay. So it was one of those guess who I am or guess why I'm important.
Yep.
And there was a panel and they were throwing questions at the guy and he was an older guy. And they're like, did you do this? Were you around for this? And it turned out that he was in Ford Theater when Lincoln was killed as a child.
Crazy.
And this was in the 60s, 1960s.
And okay, I lied. 56.
1956.
I'm sorry.
Still,
I know.
You don't think about somebody being alive in 1956 that was alive when Lincoln was killed.
No. And again, watching this game show, it's actually you can Google it. It was Seymour was his name.
Seymour was his name.
Seymour was his name. Something Seymour. I remember that. But he was this older gentleman and he was a kid when Lincoln was assassinated.
Wild. In the theater.
Oh my gosh.
That's Amy Marks Coors. I'm Chris Ranji, and we want to tell you about something new. Our friends at Together Credit Union have just launched a brand new high-yield checking account. It's called Empower Checking. And with Empower Checking, you earn above-market interest on the money that you keep in your day-to-day checking account. So interest is paid to you each month. So it's a checking account that rewards you for balances and not activity. You should apply for this at togethercu.org, or you can stop by any of the 14 local St. Louis branches, and you can work directly with one of the terrific member advocates there if you would prefer to do it in person. Get paid to save with Empower Checking. Visit togethercu.org/empower for the full terms and details. Membership eligibility required. Together Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
A weak White House, an invasion of illegals, and the woke mob attacking our values. That's what Phil Cristofanelli is fighting for Missouri's future. He supported sending the National Guard to secure the southern border. He defunded sanctuary cities. And Phil Cristofanelli backs the blue to keep our neighborhoods safe from gangs, fentanyl, and human traffickers. He's been named one of Missouri's most conservative legislators year after year. Cristofanelli stands up to the radical left and weak-kneed Republicans. Pro-life, he helped pass one of the nation's strongest anti-abortion laws and defunded Planned Parenthood. Pro-Second Amendment, he stood up for our gun owners and constitutional rights. And Cristofanelli is keeping men out of girls' sports and locker rooms. Phil Cristofanelli, an unwavering conservative for state senate.
Paid for by friends of Phil Cristofanelli, Dan Raker's treasurer.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a truck accident, you need the best. Onder Law. Let us make your case our cause. Truck accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
Okay, we've got an hour to clean both cars. Grab the buckets. Cool. I picked up some 303. Their aerospace protectant is awesome. So we're going to try some of their other stuff. Grab me that bottle of wash.
Whoa, that smells amazing.
Yeah, that citrus is nice. Okay, now hand me the hose.
Hey!
I don't see a bucket yet.
303 Car Care. Driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
We're talking to Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center about why you, Dr. Bosler, love your field, audiology.
You know, what I hate is when people come and tell me that they avoid going to a dining hall at their place of residence because they don't want to have trouble hearing or ask people what. But what I love is when a patient tells me this, and then after wearing a pair of our hearing aids for a few weeks, they tell me that they no longer avoid those difficult settings. Helen Keller said it best, and I always say this, but blindness disconnects you from things, but hearing loss disconnects you from people. So at the Audiology Center, we try to care about you, and we want to reconnect you to your loved ones.
Well, thank you very much, Doctor. She's Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. Make an appointment today, 636-441-7470 or online, audiologycenterstl.com.
Rattler Pest Solutions has been growing since 1956. We're driven to assist our customers and have fun doing it.
I believe in them, and I know that if there's a problem, they're going to solve it.
For quick, proven pest solutions, call Rattler.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
No fights, just insights. Talking politics with respect for all. KMOX, your connection to St. Louis and the region.
Amy, you know how cool we are?
I think I know. I mean, this song is cool, and I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we're so cool
Yeah,
that all we do is give.
we're givers.
We give. And we're going to give away tickets right now.
We are, but I just listen. I just need you guys to be careful.
Gosh, super careful. Amy, tell the people what they're about to win.
You are about to win tickets to see a pair of tickets to see Santana and Counting Crows this Saturday at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
That's right. Well, you might win tickets.
You might.
You can win them if you are caller number
9
to the contest line at 314-955-1120. 314-955-1120. Best of luck to you. Caller number 9 will go see Santana and Counting Crows Saturday at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And we'll give away tickets tomorrow. And we'll give them away on Friday. Well, you will.
I will.
Yeah.
You'll be somewhere.
Go on.
Was Alanis Morissette just here last night?
What?
I know. Either my friends traveled to see her or she was at Riverport or
What?
Hollywood Casino.
I feel like I would have known that.
They were posting videos and it looked like a good concert. I'm not going to lie.
What?
I know. While you're looking up that,
Oh my
Ron,
God.
was she
Yeah,
there?
she was.
Yes. I know. They were all, I have tons of friends that were posting
What?
videos.
Why didn't I know this?
Obviously not close enough to invite me, but they
hell,
did.
man?
They went.
Man, one of my friends that worked sound for her last time she was here, and they played at Chaffetz, I think.
So when you have videos at concerts, especially when you're far back at Riverport, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, usually those videos don't sound good. She sounded good. It sounded like a good concert. At any rate,
She's great.
we missed it. Guess what happened today, Ranj?
Tell me.
I went to Starbucks.
Whoa!
You know Starbucks.
Yes.
You've been there.
Yes.
And I ordered ahead 1 coffee,
That's right. That's
a Pike's Place coffee.
You should be allowed to order no more than 2.
The easiest coffee to coffee.
Mhm.
And I walked in, and guess what they were working on right next to my single coffee?
An order that somebody placed for 1,000 drinks.
Yes, they were working on drink number 13 because there were 3 trays already filled. And it was obvious it was the same order. And they were working on another tray. And I almost yelled, Chris Ranji, and knocked the trays off the counter.
I wish you would have
Like
done
a protester.
That. This is for any order ahead that you do for
Yeah.
any place. You can order ahead so many different places. But in particular at Starbucks, when people are coming in to get their 1 drink and then get on their way to work,
Mhm.
or maybe they've mobile ordered ahead to get their 1 drink so they can grab it and go to work, do not order a dozen drinks for the office. Like, you think you're being nice, but
Mhm.
all you're doing is holding up
I just-
all the other people who are in there.
And I want to shout out to this Starbucks crew. They were exceptional. They were exceptional. They knew how to do it. What I think, and I don't know exactly what their strategy was, but it looked like they had designated a person to working on this order so that everyone else could keep working on orders in real time. And they weren't holding up the machines. Somehow they kept it flowing. And I just shout out to the workers there. They did a great job.
Yeah, good job on them. Way to go. Do not, you know what? I feel like they should just delete all those orders. You're inconsiderate if you order ahead and get 12 drinks. You think you're being nice, but you're not. You're really screwing people. It's not good.
You know what is good?
The City Soccer Showcase.
That's exactly right.
Tomorrow from 6 until 8 o'clock p.m. at Hot Shots in O'Fallon, Illinois. The guest will be City SC midfielder Akil Watts. There'll be a live sports open line with Matt Pauley and Jen Cease. It is 1319 Central Park Drive in O'Fallon, Illinois. Again, Hot Shots in O'Fallon, Illinois tomorrow, 6 to 8 for the City Soccer Showcase. You want to be there. We're coming up on Cardinals baseball. This show
Yeah,
is basically
it's
over.
Hey, and guess what? Tomorrow we'll be at Whitmore Country Club.
Oh, yeah, for the Ted Savage Golf Classic.
That's exactly right.
So we'll be at Whitmore Country Club tomorrow. If you're there, stop by and see us.
You know what they have at Whitmore? Country Club napkins. I love Country
I-
Club napkins. When we went to Norwood, I went into the bathroom. Country Club napkins
I
are
know.
like mini bath towels.
I know.
They're just the greatest thing ever.
I
It's a
know.
delight to go to the bathroom, wash your hands, and dry them on Country Club napkins.
Everybody have a terrific rest of your day. Morning baseball is coming up. The Cardinals have a first pitch at 11:35. Pregame show is just minutes away. It is after the news, which is all coming up That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. Download the free Odyssey app and listen to this show and listen to Cardinals baseball on it. It is so good. AUDACY. Chris and Amy back with you tomorrow at 10 on KMOX.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use